Mr. Shab, sorry for your loss. We're spending your life.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Bapaverse. Now, let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about Brendan getting confused with two Brazilians. Let's just play the clip and we'll talk about it a little bit more in detail. This one says, Brenda sees a troll post on Twitter, completely falls for it. Smugly reports it as fact. Let's watch this.
And then Brand Moreno, Pantoja. You know who Pantoja beat, right?
No.
Makachev knocked him out.
Oh,
ever heard of him?
A long time ago.
Doesn't matter. Still knocked him out.
Yeah.
That's how bad that mother.
Damn.
Now, right away, somebody, the person that made this clip, they put this graphic here, and this is the thing, or this is the meme that Brendan thought that was real, and probably thought that it was true somehow, and forgot to realize that Pantoja is a flyweight. He's a 125-pound fighter, and Islam, he's now the current UFC lightweight champion, who weighs at 155, and the other guy who he's fighting, Adrian Martinez, is also 155. Now, the only thing that's similar is that they're both Brazilian. Now, I don't want to say this boy discriminating.
My bad, y'all.
But that's probably the only thing that's similar about them, and also maybe a couple of tattoos, the hair, the beard, but that's all it. You know, it's not like I'm saying that all Brazilians look alike, because look at Anderson Silva, look at Paulo Costa, look at Alex Pereira. They all look different, but they're all Brazilians. Even Brian didn't even catch on to what Brendan said, and he was like, right.
Oh,
ever heard of him?
A long time ago.
Because let's be honest, maybe they're a little scared to correct them. Like, how many times do we have to correct them in a day? Probably a couple times, right?
Ted Bundy never admitted it. Ted Bundy, the only way they got him.
No, later on he did.
No, he never did.
Bring it up.
No, the only way, let me clear it up, Jen. The only
You
way
sure about that?
would talk about it is in.
You
as in
sure
third
about
person,
that?
as
That's
if
why?
he knew
You
they
sure
got
it wasn't? Because
Never
after
admitted
the
it.
thing
No,
that
never admitted it.
happened to
Even
me,
when they
no one
put
could
on
look
death
at me
row,
without
like, they
dying
say things
laughing?
Like, fuck you.
You sure
Yeah,
about
man.
that?
Look that up.
Ted Bundy never admitted to it.
Getting there.
After
Doesn't-
more than a decade of denials, he confessed to 30 murders committed, and they think it's over 30. They think it's more like
Confessed to 30
70.
murders. He confessed to him. So he did actually confess.
We're spending your life.
Yeah, like I was looking online so I can show you guys maybe a better picture of Martinez. But once I Googled Pantoja and then versus Islam came out on Google Images, let's look at that. So then, like, first post, it's Brendan, and somebody says, MMA Wager says, Adriano Moraes, Alexander Pantoja, tomato. Here's another one. Where does this brain even pull this nonsense from? MMA fans react in disgust after Brendan claims he had to acknowledge his mistake. It's a little funny, let's be honest, but he actually did respond, because I'm sure everybody caught wind of it, everybody noticed it, and they made fun of him. So he went on the Shop Show, his MMA show. He said he made a mistake. Let's look at that. Here's Brendan. Here's the clip. Brendan addresses the viral Pantoja over Islam statement.
Be with this. And then Pantoja, Brand Moreno come out. My family's obviously super Mexican. Also, if you listened last week, I said it could be a rough night for the Mexican culture. This was a rough fucking night. You know, Pantoja, the guy's just doing it all. You know, he beat Makachev, right? My bad, y'all. You know what how that goes, man? Is you know, I was watching Volkanovski versus Makachev, and I don't know if who knows where I got it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows? It's on me, but sometimes that shit happens.
Brain farts, man. It happens to the best.
Yeah. Wish we had a computer who could bring that shit up, but that's on me, dude. That's on me. What's weird is
obviously he got it from that meme that he saw, and he thought it was real and did not confirm it.
Who knows where I got it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows? It's on me, but sometimes that shit happens. Obviously, when I think I said in Fighting the Kid, Brian doesn't fucking know. I could say he fought Francis. Brian would be like, unreal, dude. That is unreal. He beat Francis and got him. I'm like, yes, at 125 pounds. He fucking ripped the leg off Francis. Brian be like, I remember that. So that Brian, I don't no fault on Brian. But I think I even said it during Dominic Cruz's interview.
Well, at least he didn't throw Brian under the bus.
Oh,
Ever heard of
a long
him?
time ago.
I think because you just said it with such conviction, we didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the day they did fight, and I don't know.
No, man, he's 125 pounds. That's insane. All of us fucked up.
Yeah, but
All of us fucked up.
yeah, but
It's rewind time.
Who knows where I got it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows? It's on me. But it's on me. But like between you two,
usually I would
me,
like pick stuff up, but at that point I had.
that's a big statement, man. You might want to lay low for a little bit, Brendan. Rick killed a guy. You might want to lay low.
Clint, pull that shit up. What does he say? Chip, Clint. What is it? Clint, give me that chip.
Clint, do you have that chip? You know who Pantoja beat, right?
No.
Makachev knocked him out.
Oh,
Ever heard of him?
Long time ago.
Doesn't
I
matter.
saw that
Still knocked
fight.
him out.
We're paying your life.
Even Morning Combat makes fun of Brendan here. Let's watch that. Skits and Bits.
Who Pantoja is and how he got here and who he beat. It wasn't just Moreno and Tough by submission. It wasn't just Moreno by wide decision in the rematch, Luke. He also beat Brendan Schaub and gave him his last loss, and people forget that about Pantoja. It's like right after the Travis Brown fight. I don't know if you remember that.
I know what you're doing.
Okay.
Skits and
Luke, here's the deal, though.
Beef.
Sometimes when
What did he say? He said Pantoja?
people forget who Pantoja is
Pantoja?
and how he got here and who he beat. It wasn't just Moreno and Tough by submission. It wasn't just
He beat Islam, of course. He's obviously going to be the next GOAT of this sport. I mean, he beat a guy three weights above him. He knocked him out within a minute.
You know who Pantoja beat, right?
No.
Makachev knocked him out.
Mr. Schaub.
Okay, let's talk about Theo Vaughn next.
Dude, we just had a guy come in here and drop the N-word, man. We cannot be laughing about this shit right now.
Oh, I don't think that shit's funny at all. What I do is if I really need to get it out, I write it down.
So Dean Thomas, UFC legend, does commentary, coach, etc., etc. He tweeted out this. I asked at Theo Vaughn what Izzy was saying, and he handed me a note with a, what kind of emoji is that? I'm bad at emojis. Like a face, I guess. I don't know. Hashtag UFC 290 live. Hashtag UFC 290. Let's break this down a little bit because, okay, Theo Vaughn was at the UFC 290. It looked like he was having a great time. Look at that. He was with not Johnny Knoxville. He was with David Spade. He met Donald Cerrone, a couple of other fighters as well. He also met the president.
Yeah, Theo, you know how to work a phone?
Theo doesn't know how to use a phone, man. He's like, how do you use this thing? What is that? Theo, what are you doing? What the hell? Another weird thing, man. It's how you get a good picture, man. You gotta get everybody in there. You gotta break your back to get a good picture, man. Look at that. Theo, take the picture! And also Shane Gillis was there. And he met the wax figure of Donald Trump. Damn, man. I mean, nice shirt, Shane. What is that, Connor's? Did you steal Connor's shirt? If you didn't do an impression of him, it doesn't count.
But Mr. Trump, how do you feel about gay rights? I like it, but they're going a little overboard with the dancing. A lot of dancing. I don't know about that.
Now let's get back to the tweet here from Dean Thomas. Now, Izzy, if you saw UFC 290, you know what happened in the end of the Robert Whittaker fight versus Dricus du Plessis fight. Dricus du Plessis, he finished Robert Whittaker, and after Israel came in the cage to do a face-to-face and also promote the fight against him, these guys have had a beef about Africa. Let's just kind of sum it down there in a nutshell. It's about Africa and who's more African. So yeah, it's
dicey.
It's online is quite it's a kind of a divided thing. You know what I see on Instagram. It's a divided thing on what actually was said.
Obviously, this time last year, 3 African champions. That has obviously changed. Is it a little does it bum you out? There's not as much gold potentially going back the next time they go? Or do you see this as an opportunity? Now you do get to be the guy if and when they show up to Africa.
Well, I mean, did those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand.
Or the underlying problems that Duplessis said with his comment. It's just weird to me. I don't think Duplessis meant like any kind of disrespect. All he just said is that he trains in South Africa and he wants to be the first to bring it to South Africa.
I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa. We're African born. We're African raised. We still reside in Africa. We train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
For me, I don't think Duplessis said that Israel is not black because he doesn't live in Africa. I don't think he said that. But it seems like they're just trying to make it sound worse than it actually is. Maybe it's to promote the fight. Who knows? It's going to be interesting, and it's going to maybe get more eyeballs to this because it's a lot of race baiting. And, you know, for some people don't like it. Other people do. Maybe it's kind of like WWE where it's, you know, like WWE has done similar things like this where they make a guy a foreigner and they make him evil, right? And then they make him the villain. So, you know, they have a good guy or a bad guy. It depends on who do you think is a good guy or the bad guy. You think the white guy is a good guy or the black guy is a good guy? So, like, the way they're trying to sell it, maybe that's, like, what I'm trying to understand. Oh, and yeah, so also Israel was starting to say the N-word a bunch of times when they did the face-off.
This is my African brother right here. Let's go. What's up? Let's go.
He flips his words a lot. Like, a lot of people think that he's drunk.
Joe, I'll tell you one thing. Yo, I don't need a DNA test. I don't need a 36 and me to know where I'm from. You don't even.
Also, Duplessis said, "Hey, I thought you were from New Zealand."
I'll show you.
So what are you saying to everybody in New Zealand? What are you saying?
Like, what the hell? And then other people online saying, like, isn't Israel Adesanya from China?
Well, take a look at me. What are you thinking? I'm a black man. I come from Africa. Come on, please look at my heart. Haven't you seen it yet? Wait a second. Yes, I am a Chinese. I have a Chinese heart.
Anyways, let's go back to what Theo Von said. And he handed me a note. That's the joke that Theo Von said. Man, this is a horrible breakdown for me. I'm sorry, guys. All right, let's go to that funny clip of Theo and Druski. Here's a post from Instagram. Druski removes Theo Von from IG Live after saying something out of pocket.
What? Could have been need a brother who got a little bit of lizard on him, got a little drag.
Dude, we just had a guy come in here and drop the N-word, man. We cannot be laughing about this shit right now.
Oh, I don't think that shit's funny at all. What I do is if I really need to get it out, I write it down.
What the fuck?
You know.
What? See, we can't win here, y'all. This is I'm sorry, y'all. This is.
Now look, guys. Theo has done a podcast with Druski. They obviously know each other, and it's a joke. Some people on Instagram and other places probably don't know that they know each other that well. Druski, he's just joking. A lot of people on the comments are like, guys, chill out. You know, it's just a bit from them. Theo, it's not. You know, he's not gonna take it seriously. It's just obviously a joke. And it was obviously very funny. It became a reference, you know, from Dean Thomas later on. So it served its purpose, and I think it made its impact on, you know, whether if it was, you know, it's a silly kind of thing to say. You know, if I want to say that, you know, the N-word, I just write it down. Maybe that's what Israel should have done before he went into the octagon and said that, man.
Yeah, my African brother. Yeah, my African brother. What's up?
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Let's go.
What I do is if I really need to get it out, I write it down.
Honestly, he looked a little drunk there, Israel Adesanya. But yeah, Theo Von, funny little thing he said. A lot of people on the comment section are like, well, you guys can't tell if it's a joke or not, or Druski is soft. He can't like let people do jokes, or or yeah, it's just some bunch of BS. But regardless, I thought it was kind of funny. It just, it's comedy is subjective. Some people are gonna take it like hatefully, and other people are just gonna take it as a joke. It's just like a funny thing to say. It's not too hurtful, right? But like there are racist people in the world, and that's something that you gotta always know that's gonna be a reality. And I'm getting sad. Now, guys, I'm gonna end this right here, and I'll see you guys next time for another one. Goodbye. Oh, and like and subscribe. Bye-bye.